Tell me how you feel about it now, child.
All right, Dad. When I was young, my daddy turned on the TV.
Uh-huh. That's what my daddy did to me.
And there it began when he said, girl, listen to me.
Oh, this is sounding way too familiar.
Then there's the Fins, the team in orange and blue. They never win.
That's still true.
But love them just like I love you.
Oh, man, sounds like it's happening all over again.
But
Daddy made me love the Dolphins. I'm sorry that he done such a thing, but it's my lot to love the Dolphins. Just don't expect
No rain.
Everybody.
Come on now.
Daddy made me love the Dolphins so
Many times I've asked myself why. More than once.
It's my lot to love the Dolphins, although
They made me cry. Oh, stop it, Woody. Stop it. Cut off my family. Cut the family off, man. Good morning to everybody. Wow. Just got in and all that stuff. I drank all that Kool-Aid and with all that extra sugar on this team, only to find out that it's the same old story. Steelers have been very beatable, and we made them at the end of the second quarter, into all of the third quarter, and leaked right into the fourth quarter where they put the game away in the first couple of minutes at 28-3 early in the fourth. And early in the fourth, for the ass-kicking it was, don't pay attention to the score. It wasn't that close. 28-15 was not that close. Those numbers were nothing more than fantasy football numbers if your players were still playing, if you had Achane out there or something to really, once they loosened up, to get really fraudulent numbers in that game at the end. Very fraudulent numbers. 5 first downs going in to the fourth quarter of that game. Minus 20 yards in the third quarter. How do you come out of halftime? And this has happened more than one. This has happened throughout the year, where we come out, and I don't know what happens at halftime, but we come out and we look like a different team. It has happened over and over again. And so it happened again. Game's over, 28-3. That game is over. You just heard Mike talking about it. The narrative continues, so I guess we'll hear narrative again a lot next year. Can't win on the road in cold weather against playoff caliber teams. No matter how it looked like the things that they were doing well would match up. They went up a day early. I didn't think they were affected. I actually thought they tackled and played really well defensively in the first half, played really well, and got after them. And the problem is our offense didn't get it going until, like I said, that fraudulent time in midway or into the fourth. And by the way, even that, there was no urgency, which we'll get into. Somebody have to explain to me, maybe I'm really stupid this morning, how you're down the amount of points, 28-15 points you were down, or 25-19 you were down after you score, and you're huddling up, taking your time. like you're up 14 points. You're taking your time. I'm going nuts last night. What are we doing, man? I know we're down a lot and probably not going to come back and win, but at least hurry it up and get more plays and play with some urgency. They were huddling up, down 3 scores and huddling up, and I mean using every second of that clock. I don't know. Sometimes when I think I start to understand things, and I love to give coaches credit because I think they're a lot smarter than I am, and I don't get that one. And the other problem, don't pay attention to the numbers, is Tua Tagovailoa, the guy you heard. Don't pay attention to the 250 yards that he threw for. Garbage time. Had 60 yards at half passing. threw an interception, hit another guy, by the way, on a short route right between the numbers, and he dropped it. I mean, the guy was shocked. He bounced out from his defensive end position, and Tua, I don't know if he's reading things or not reading things.
The most interesting part of that broadcast last night is listening to Troy Aikman try to figure out what is wrong with this guy.
Oh, he did.
Oh my God! First of all, he got on him for what you were just talking about with
throwing into double coverage.
Yeah, that. But he got on him for the time management thing at the late in the game while they're moving in slow motion.
That's just. By the way, you don't have to be the smartest guy. You could go to any school and understand. You're in a hurry-up offense, man. Hurry-up offense. We're way down. Let's see if we can get some scores and get some stops.
That first interception that he threw, that set the tone, man. That was like, all right, he cannot play in this weather. He can't throw in these conditions. That ball was it was for a relatively short pass. Was it a 10-yard pass? Was a duck. Well, it's just the guy just can't.
I got to tell you,
those
though,
conditions.
I got one worse than that on him last night. 3rd and 2.
The slide. And
he takes off and runs.
Yeah, he slid.
How do you not have more awareness of where a first down? Wait, you're going to go back into and talk with Mike again when you get there? We got to talk about that some more. You got to get a first down, and I know it's about protect yourself. You are overprotected, and I get it. We got to overprotect him because we need him to get through the season if we're going to have a chance. Listen, man, you're killing yourself. That stops the drive. That stops the drive. Now you punt the ball, and it's just 3rd and 2. He takes off. I think he's got it, and he just slides. Nope, not even. I'm not taking a hit, and it's just 3rd and 2.
You can't have it both ways, man.
Wait a second.
He goes for the first down. He's getting blasted. So
I think he can get. I think he can be smarter. I think there's a way to dive and get the first down. He has no awareness where the first down marker is. And maybe it's because he's so slow. His whole thing is just everything. We are so limited on what we can do with this guy. It's frustrating.
You're getting worked up over this here at 6:12 in the
I
morning.
can't wait to hear. I haven't seen any of the stuff because I was flying in here.
But Joe,
don't tell me what I know.
But you know that this is over with him. You've had your mind made up on this guy. It doesn't get any better. You know that.
So what does Mike McDaniel do, who went to bat for him on this contract, heavy? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here now that all of the children are growing up? What are we doing, man, with Tua? He ain't getting any better. No. Everybody says the same thing. All those guys come up to me and goes, what happened to him?
He's actually getting worse.
We're peeing at halftime. We're going through the media pee, and everybody's in there at the same time. They go, and everybody's going, what happened to him? I go, it's been like this. I say, you guys on those national shows, when you start talking about how much better the offense, the running game's better, not him. Stop.
This team does this, man. They build you up to let you down like this, You were optimistic going into this game. You thought they had turned the corner a little bit, and did not get any better.
It's just
defense played their asses off.
They just got no help.
Yeah,
I mean, what are you gonna do? And then next thing you know, they give up 4 touchdowns on 4 consecutive drives from the end of the second quarter right into the fourth quarter.
At some point, that takes its toll, right?
And by the way, Aaron Rodgers is still so much better than Tua. I mean, he's throwing it. Why would you not want him back? I watched him warm up, first of all. By the way, he comes out early and throws, and I'm watching him throw to his guys, and I'm going, and I'm watching the guy next to him, his backup with the guy, Rudolph. I'm watching him throw, and I'm going, and Jimmy, we're watching the ball come out of his hand. He goes, he has got an arm. He's got that's a gift from God, that arm at this age. His legs aren't the same, and he doesn't always move as well, although he moved pretty well last night to keep some plays alive. He did get sacked a few times. And
you're comparing an all-time great to a guy who's probably
I'm talking about it, but I'm talking about a guy that I'm just frustrated. And honestly, I think Mike knows it by the plays he's calling and the things he has to try to do with those screens. And I think he knows all this stuff. I think he was asked about it, and I'm not sure what he said last night. He had to be asked by our writers Somebody told me on the plane the riders were getting after it. And listen, it's not just Tua. The roster needs to be upgraded. And I know what we're going to get today, and I'm really not in the mood to hear people text in and tell me that Tua needs more around him. It's not him. He doesn't have enough weapons. If Waddle, Waller, and Achane aren't enough to start with, I don't know what we need. We don't get. I'd have been frustrated if I was Waddle too. 2-catch game last night. Couple of slants, one late in the game, actually. It's just again, I knew this. I knew we weren't going to the playoffs. I know it was like 1%. I like you did, had a chance to watch all the games. It was freezing, sat back and watched all the games and all the teams that, the great win by the Chargers, beating Kansas City. The Jags and the Texans are playing great right now. And the Patriots take care of the Bills. That's going to be a dogfight. But we know one thing, they're both going to be in the playoffs. So what I'm saying is not really a lot of openings right now. Colts ended up losing, which I thought. I didn't think they're going to win another game this year, although they had a chance to win that one if they get a stop at the end. But it was just a matter of like, okay, man, this is a big part. And I had some great talks with people in the organization this weekend. And one of the number one goals was to play better in cold weather and build this team to play better. And the people I'm talking to in the afternoon felt like, hey, this feels different tonight. And this feels different. This feels different. We're playing. We might be closer than we think with things we need to do if we're going to win in the cold weather. And it wasn't the case. We look, again, people are going to say this morning, we look cold. And by the way, anything you say, I can't, even if I disagree, I can't argue when we get our ass kicked like that. But, that narrative popped up again. We got our ass kicked in cold weather by a team that's in first place in their division. By the way, has a great record on Monday Night Football anyway. But this obviously is not the steel curtain that they're playing with. And those guys that played, and they had a bunch of guys out. They had their first round pick, their defensive tackle, who they think is going to be unbelievable when he plays. One of the best pass rushers in the game did not play last night. They're down to their fourth left tackle last night. Would you have known they were down to their fourth left tackle the way they played? They put together a nice game plan. And the guy knows when you're blitzing him. One thing about Aaron Rodgers, he got a good idea what you want to do. He's usually a step ahead of you. And he was last night. But the Tua thing, so are we, because you're going to be down in games and you're going to need, Woody, you said this last week a couple of times. You're going to be down in some games where you just can't run the ball for 200 yards and you're going to have to throw it. And we were in that situation and we couldn't throw it. We can't throw it. Matter of fact, a couple looked like, we got lucky. He got lucky. He's had dropped interceptions in every game. I mean, he is a lucky man because that number, whatever it is, he's leading the league in interception. It should be another 4 or 5 very easily. And it's just
so I think Jalen Ramsey was the one that said he panics, right? When he doesn't have his
that
first
was Xavier
read.
Howard.
Oh, was that Howard? Okay.
Yeah.
So last night, if you saw, there was a few, I think it was third down plays, Joe, and he just starts running backwards.
Yes.
Right. And he can't throw the ball away.
Nope.
He's not coordinated enough to do. He's just running. And Jalen Ramsey just pushed him down.
Running straight
him
back.
over.
He just
I mean,
he looks like he is in slow motion for a young guy.
Aaron Rodgers moves better in the pocket than he does.
And
Aaron Rodgers is old.
It's just
it's done for, man. It's this this experiment is this Tua era is over. Like, he just cannot get you to where you want to get to.
So I guess people want to know, like, we got 3 games left. What are we going to do? And I'm guessing it hasn't changed. They're going to try to have a winning record. They're going to try like hell, play their best players, and play Tua to try to win these next 2 games with Cincinnati and Tampa Bay in town. And then the question is, because, I mean, he's playing against, Pittsburgh's defense was 28th in the NFL. It wasn't like they were great before last night. But people are going to want to know, what are we going to do? I know we got this big contract for him next year. And Mike's got to be frustrated. I know Mike says all the right things. Mike's got to be a little frustrated, right? I know he and Tua are always tied together and all that. And Mike, when he got the job, called Tua, and I'm going to make you a really good player. You got to trust me. And then he went to bat for him, and I might have gone too far, but I wanted him to get that new contract. It was important. And I just wonder if Mike and his offensive coaching staff were to be honest, just be honest. I get this running game has been a great story, and Achane had another really good game. He's good no matter what. He makes plays. But this thing is still, what do you said it, and I'm giving you credit, bud. And you're right. At some point, your quarterback's got to make plays. And I don't mean when you're down 30. He's got to be able to make plays. Not when everybody loosens up and you can throw it underneath and guys can run for 20 yards. And they must see.
Crazy though to see.
They must see.
They
must see what we see. They must see. Mike must see. And I get it. Mike doesn't come out and rip anybody.
Then if they do, Joe, and I'll get a lot of texts about it this morning, start someone else the rest of the way. Just see what else you got on this roster, because these guys are right. You cannot. It couldn't be any worse. You couldn't find a guy off a practice squad that could be any worse than this guy is.
Well, now
he doesn't do anything well. Joe.
The best you can do is 9-8. That's not going to get it done. You're basically out right now, or you are out right now. Not basically.
Yeah,
you're out. You're out. 9-8. You're now. It's just, what are you going to look like with 3 games left?
Do you agree though? Would you go into the bench here and start at Zach Wilson? What's the problem with him? What's going on there?
I don't know which guy, but I would
give someone a shot.
Somebody that you think's going to be here next year.
Yes.
And I'm guessing the one guy.
I just don't see how your quarterback play could theoretically get any worse. And they keep showing that interception he threw, and it's just like there's nothing behind that ball.
No.
Like, what was that?
Asante Samuel said, "Thank you very much." That's nice.
Just standing there.
We got to go to break here. Got a lot more stuff to get to. I'll tell you what, those old Panthers, man, they lose a couple of games. You go, oh, they're in trouble. What do? They go and beat Dallas with second best record, and then they go up to Tampa Bay and they win. Incredible. The Heat, we'll talk a little bit about them a little bit later on. And big congratulations to Fernando Mendoza. Man, that was awesome, man. A South Florida kid getting a Heisman Trophy. And the speech, he might have got me a little bit on that speech. He is, I wish that kid only the best. I really do. We got that. And, boy, the high school football playoffs last week were just fantastic. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Have a little bit on that a little bit later on as well. Right now, though, here on I was going to say Monday morning, Woody, but it's actually a Tuesday morning. Whew. It's been a long Monday, Tuesday, I can tell you that. Hey, I do want to tell you about your South Florida Chevy dealers this morning. Hey, man, it's a holiday season. And we're really proud of our SUV family. You said, you notice, I've been with South Florida Chevy dealers so long. It is a big we, and it's a big me, because I've had a Tahoe for a long, long time. I just bought myself the new 2025, and, man, it's so nice. And, hey, listen, man, if you're looking for an SUV with a lot of space or midsize, you really are. And I talk a lot about the Tahoes. I've been had Tahoes forever, and the Suburban. So it could be midsize, the Traverse, and the Equinox, just fantastic. And then over to our trucks, man. I call them our cleanup hitters. Boy, we make a truck absolutely perfect for your lifestyle. And we got great deals for the holiday season at all 14 dealerships throughout South Florida. Everything from a durable Colorado with a Silverado 1500 that's got everything you need, really advanced technology needed for the workday workhorse and the weekend warrior, and a Silverado HD, again, legendary horsepower, and the hardest working beds in the business. You work 6-7 days a week. You want to get yourself a holiday gift? Well, whether it's midsize, full-size, or heavy-duty truck, Chevy pickups will never let you down. Hey, this holiday season, you're looking around for a new SUV or a new truck, stop by your South Florida Chevy dealers. Take a test drive, get a great deal, and fall in love at your South Florida Chevy dealer.
guys take. For everyone, it's not just about football, it's about life, right? When things go good, everyone understands how certain people react or how people are more motivated to continue to do things. But you got to take yourself back to whatever it was, that 12-year-old kid. You take yourself back to that and you tell yourself, like, dude, what if you were playing in the NFL? You'd be ecstatic. That would have been your dream. You get to live it. But with that being said, you also got to come out with a sense of urgency of, do you take pride in what you do when things are going good and when things are going bad? Because it falls into every asset of what you do in your life. So that was sort of my message to the guys after the game.
Your favorite.
All right. That was Tua. Boy, I'll tell you what, that's the guy I want to give the team message, the way he's played. Well, I'll tell you what, that would carry a lot of weight for me. That would carry a lot of weight for me if my quarterback, who should be saying, I need to play better. I need to play better. They're paying me big dollars to be a franchise quarterback, and I don't look like one. How about saying something like that instead of this message about when you were a kid, you thought about playing in the NFL and how lucky you are and all that? No we. This ain't a we. There's been a lot of parts of this team that don't need to be weed. It's you. You need to play better. You need to play better. And if you're drinking your own Kool-Aid, that your numbers that everybody's going to see that didn't stay up to see the game last night, those are fraudulent numbers at the end of that game. Don't start feeling good about those numbers you had when you're down 28-3 with 12 minutes left in the game. Don't get carried away. So anyway, Mike was asked about the quarterbacks and his 7th-round pick, who had a nice little camp as the third guy, Quinn Ewers. Here's what Mike had to say.
Yeah, I think it would be very rash and short-sighted if I even tried to. I think I have to look at the tape, and I'll move on from there. But realistically, I'm just supremely disappointed that we couldn't come out with a win here. We had high expectations and they fell short.
Okay, so Mike's going to finish the season with Tua. Let's get real. And I know what you want to hear, and I'm not just going to tell you what you want to hear. And it's not that I don't agree with you. Mike, I'm going to say some things that Mike is going to defend Tua. Well, no matter how he feels publicly, he's going to defend after the game, during the week. He's going to defend Tua. And he'll make whatever corrections, and Tua will come out and tell you what they were. Like he's just starting to learn how to play quarterback himself, some of the things, and eyes and feet going the same way and all that stuff. Second thing is, besides, he's going to start the last 3 games. Second thing is that he believes that neither one of those other 2 guys are going to give him the best chance to win. The guy going to give him the best chance against Cincinnati, against Tampa Bay, and whatever's going to happen in New England at the end of the year. So I don't expect, unless a game gets ugly, which it was ugly last night, and he kept him in there to get some numbers. By the way, no hurry-ups. God, I don't know if anybody asked him about the huddle up after every play. We've been in that situation. And your quarterback has got a group of 2-minute drill plays, and you go over that, you spend time, all those damn meetings they have, you go over that situation, and you have a whole bunch of plays where you don't need your coach. You just need the personnel. You're going to go in that 2-minute drill because you don't have time to be running guys on and off, and you do not huddle. You do not. You huddle on the line of scrimmage. You line everybody up. No huddle, 2-minute drills, what it's called. It's been around forever. You're trying to catch up. You realize you need quick scores to try to get back in it. Hey, I know it's a long shot, but this is the mindset of football players. Dan Marino used to get taken out. Shoes would take him out, and we got our ass kicked. And we'd be down 14 or 17 with like 3.5, 4 minutes left. And he'd say, Danny, you're done. I'm bringing, and he'd go nuts. He'd go, no, we got time. We just need a quick score. We're right back in it. And I always think of that. Like, that guy, no, hell no. I'm not leaving this field. I'm gonna give me a chance. I got 3 minutes. I got a chance to score quickly. We get it back. I can do it again. I don't know what that was. Everybody's talking about that. We just slowed it down like, we got to slow this thing down. First down. And I mean, we spent more time in the huddle than we did playing football. It's, that was, I don't know.
I'll play you Troy Aikman stuff on the other side.
I didn't need Troy Aikman to tell me. I think we are all looking at each other. I was going nuts. I was going, Jimmy, got to hurry. And Jimmy's already moved on to we're out. Where do we go from here? And I'm like, Jimmy, there's 7 or 8 minutes. You got to, that thing does not look the way it should at the end of a game. And I know you're probably not going to be able to score 3 times since you scored 3 points in 3 quarters. But
I thought it was pretty interesting. I mean, he was very critical of Tua throughout the game as well. And
he was.
like, I mean, if there's one guy who knows that position, who has watched that enough over the years, like, I think that guy probably knows what he's talking about.
I just, there was just, this was such a big game for this organization. And I know, and I tried to explain this, and if I didn't do a good enough job last week, it's on me. This wasn't about the playoffs. This was a big one, first of all, to get over the hump with Buffalo, because they just have owned us. And then the second one after they got that one, and they felt good. And, man, that was like, damn, we finally got them, and we kicked our ass, And the second one was, hey, man, we got some cold weather games coming up. And the Jets doesn't count because they're the worst team in football right now. They're bad. But we got a game coming up. We got 2 games in cold weather at the end of the year. They were marked down. They were that Monday Night Football game against Steelers. Everybody got to see, are we really a different team? 4 straight wins. Are we different? No, we're the same team. And we got another game with New England. Now, I don't know if they're going to need it. I don't know where they're going to be. I don't know if they're going all out. If Buffalo stays next to them, that thing's now 1 game apart. I didn't think that was going to happen. Everybody thought Buffalo was, going to go away. And Josh Allen said, no, that's not going to happen. So, but that thing is still there. And I could tell, again, talking to the GM, and, I'm trying not to say too much, but just guys that sitting around the hotel and talking and, and getting ready and trying to, to build the team back up and, get more talent. And that's the next step. But yesterday was a big day for us to get rid of that thing spin around. And Mike and Tua.
Yeah, that
hey guys,
weather
man.
thing is limited to Tua, though, isn't it? Like, when we say that they can't win in the cold, it's Tua can't win in the cold. What else was a problem? Like, the defense did everything they possibly could to keep you in that game. I mean, you have to score some points. That's kind of how these kind of sports work, Like, you got to score something.
Yeah.
You can't.
No, I agree.
What were you thinking? What are they going to win 3-0? Like,
no. And it was 7-3 at the half because
come on, man.
They scored right before the half.
But still to give up 7.5 is like, that's fantastic. That's great. You live with that all day, right?
7-3 at the half. Yeah.
Well, not 3, but man, the cold thing to me is a Tua thing. I just don't. It doesn't seem to. I don't know who else it bothers.
So I don't think anybody, people have tried in a very nice media way about this Tua stuff. I mean, he must be getting blasted, right, by everybody, or does everybody think he played great last night?
I think it's the painful realization, Joe, of the fact that you realize that something is very wrong. He cannot play at any sort of competitive level. And the problem, though, is that you may be stuck with this. That's the real problem. Yes. Is now it's time to start looking big picture. Season's officially over. Right.
What do you do? And by the way, there's one guy that has final say on this. There's one guy. I could sit until we could talk about the head coach. We can talk about the GM, which, by the way, that's not 100% where they're going to be if they're going to be here. But we have everything goes back to the owner. And this Tua decision, he got to see it last night. The owner saw what happened. The family saw, they were there, saw what happened. He's just, for a young dude, man, he is limited. And every time I see him getting worse and worse and worse, and we're paying him more and more money. And I'm sorry. And it's not all his fault. I mean, it's, but man.
Do you realize how silly this conversation is, though? Like,
Can't
someone's
keep
like,
plays
tell
alive.
look at the Finns' cold weather record. Like, it's a weird conversation, man. Like, we're talking about a team that can't go.
What do you want to know? You want to know the one that really sticks in my craw? The worst is 25 years and no playoff wins.
Oh, yeah.
And now, well, that's tied right into hell. We're not even going to the playoffs.
Well, good luck making the playoffs and winning in the playoffs if you can't go and play when it's cold out, man.
No, so
it's a time of year the season's played in, and you play against teams in that division. And
team,
come on, man.
I got to tell you, man, the team knows this. The new GM knows this, and he talked about the importance. Again, we had a nice talk. We talked about the importance of being able. You have to win. The Dolphins, in the last 6 games, no matter what, they're going to have road games in cold weather, and there's going to be a good team in there. You're not just going to play the Jets. You're going to get good teams. We can go through the history in recent years. Baltimore, Tennessee, when they were good. They all have something in common. They all kicked our ass like last night. Hey, we got to go to break here. We've got a lot more stuff. That 4 wins just literally, by the way you played and not being a close game, literally just means nothing now. Means nothing. I know they'd won 5 out of 6. Wins nothing. Anyway, all right. I do have to move on here.
You can get Omar coming on later. I'll tell you about Tua's passer rating.
All right.
It was high, in case you didn't know.
You mean his QB rating last night?
Yeah.
This fourth quarter, he threw for threw for like 190 yards in the fourth quarter.
Numbers sometimes lie, man.
Yes, they do. You're exactly right. And I think I wanted to make sure that people understood that rushing 3 and 4 guys and dropping back and not giving up deep plays so you can throw it underneath, and Achane can run for 20 yards and Dulcich can run for 20 yards for that. Those don't tell the story, because the story was over in the fourth quarter. There's no story. The story was told in the first 3 quarters. The story really was told in the third quarter. One of the ugliest third quarters in this franchise for a long, long time. And we've had some bad ones this year. Baptist Health South Florida, they got to take care of some serious problems, man. With a lot of those great doctors. They were on the trip with us. Boy, I'll tell you what, it is so nice. And I said, man, it's so nice having you guys. I get injured a lot. And it is nice to have you guys. So I can make a call when I get injured. And I know I'm going to get healthy, whether I got to get a surgery or just find something different, man. They're great. We have one of the top sports medicine programs in the country in Baptist Health South Florida. Tell you, they take care of Inter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, and Miami Dolphins. They just put together an all-star lineup of doctors and just like team doctors like Dr. Swartzen, to all the great specialists they have. Knee and shoulder and foot and ankle and hand and back and hip and knee replacement, Achilles doctors. I mean, these guys are good. They've seen it all. And the reason I'm talking about is because you're going to be able to see those same doctors that work on professional athletes every day. That's a priority, but hey, we're all a priority to them. That's why they have such a great program and great facilities right here in South Florida, like Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, at Hard Rock Stadium right next to the training facility, in 595 in Pine Island in Plantation. Just visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. One goal every day. One goal. It's about getting you healthy, back out playing the sports you love the most.
witnessed here in this fourth quarter with the Dolphins, and now they want to call timeouts, and it just is about as ridiculous a fourth quarter as I've seen in a long time.
All right. Troy Aikman, pretty critical last night of Tua for good reason. And also that fourth quarter and huddling up when you're down 28-3 and then 28-9. And there was just no urgency. Like, I get it's a long shot. I get it's a long shot. But my God, man, they were playing like they were up 3 and trying to protect the lead. I don't know, man. I had some things have not changed in the game through the years, right? We've seen great comebacks and we see things happen, especially with the onside kick. And, you know, it's not that it has a lot of success, but we have seen it work. And that was really disappointing. By the way, man, and we got to get caught up here for the 7 o'clock hour, but I didn't even comment on this because it sounds like I feel like I'm dogpiling on Tua because every week he says something that I scratch my head. I've had quarterbacks say, hey, we had trouble because it was so loud on the ball. When we'd audible, not all the guys were getting it. That's happened. That's happened to everybody. There's some loud buildings all over, indoor and outdoor buildings that are really loud. He said they couldn't hear him in the huddle. Did he really say? I have never heard that one. One thing about
I think it's hard to hear for some of the guys in the huddle.
What?
And so
what?
I would.
Where did that come from?
Test it to that, but
you can borrow my voice.
I think there's a lot of things that could go into that.
So you huddle up. You guys are close enough. Everybody gets tight. You can smell the other guy's breath. Everybody's in there. Big guys, small guys. And you're letting them, hey, this is what we're going to do. And we don't like this. We're going to this. He says he couldn't hear. They couldn't hear.
You needed to cool off here for a second.
This is unbelievable.
I got a great question.
You got more stuff coming? You got more Tua stuff coming? What else can he say? That's a new one.
No.
Now, I've been around a long time. We've had
a lot of firsts from him this year. There's been a lot of strange stuff.
If he would have said, hey, man, we couldn't audible, we're having trouble getting our audibles on the line of scrimmage, I get that. Because the building, they can make it tough. Although, guys do work on that too, if you were to use that one. But he didn't use that one. He's talking about a huddle. You ever seen how tight the boys are, the 11 guys together in the huddle, and the quarterback gets in the middle there, and he's telling them so they can all hear he's talking. Hey, we're going on the third cadence here. We're going to go, and these are 2 plays.
Take a breather here before you have a heart
All
attack.
right, yeah, we got. Sorry about that, Woody. We got 7 o'clock hour coming up. I just got out. Spring is dead. Hey, I want to talk to you about something that's not dead. Well, it is hurricane season. That's good news. Or excuse me, it's not hurricane season. We're done. And it's really a good time for you to really start thinking about protecting your home. You've been talking about, protecting yourself just in case we get the big storm, better known as the hurricane. You never know. We've been lucky the last few years. But if you're starting to think about it, think about Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. If you got no leaky roof, replace your old roof now and pay later. Loctite Impact offers the highest quality roofing materials with lifetime warranty, plus thousands of 5-star reviews. Save big on their legendary state-of-the-art Impact Windows and Doors. Impact Windows as low as $6 per window per month installed. Don't wait for the next storm. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com or call 954-500-LOCK. They cover all of South Florida, and I do want to let you know when it comes to getting out there quickly, they got a great staff to help you out. Loctite Impact inked a great deal with Miami Dolphins, becoming the official Dolphins Impact Windows and Doors partner and proud roofing partner as well.
WQAM broadcasting live.
RoyalHyundai.com, starting with the Dolphins, who fell to the Steelers 28-15. With the loss, the Dolphins are eliminated from the playoff race. Next up, Miami will return home to host the Bengals on Sunday afternoon. Over to the Heat, who lost their fifth straight, falling to the Raptors 106-96. Next up is a trip to Brooklyn on Thursday night. To the Panthers, who crushed the Lightning 5-2. The Cats will return home to host the Kings tomorrow night. And the Canes Hoops, who will host FIU tonight. Tip-off is at 7 from the Watsco Center, and the game can be heard right here on WQAM. Joe, we'll go ahead and toss it back to you, my friend.
All right, Woody, thank you. And, we got in a little after 5 o'clock this morning.
You're a trooper, man.
Jumped
You
on
sleep
the
plane
freeway.
at least? Did you get a little nap on the plane?
I did. I tried to get to sleep, but
How was the plane ride home? Everyone upbeat?
it was very quiet. Very quiet.
Food okay?
I didn't have much.
Hmm.
I didn't have anything on the
You were too sick. What you saw, you couldn't eat.
no, it wasn't that. I'm trying not to eat. I've said this before.
Oh, late night.
No, well, they feed you nonstop food from the time you get to the stadium. So this is how it works. This is all freebies too. Media food's free. And the NFL has really picked it up in all these cities. I've watched over the last 21 years. Food's gotten a lot better. So, and everybody's got different themes they like and different kinds of food. But Pittsburgh put on a spread. And then at halftime, they feed you again. Now, I skip halftime, grab a little bit before the game, but which is dinner. And then everybody runs back and they throw out a big spread at halftime. And then
dinner was good though?
Huh?
Dinner was good?
Yeah. So now, Woody, how about this one? So after the game, as the players come out, they get food from restaurant. They pick a restaurant in Pittsburgh, and they bring their food and cater it right outside. So players come out, they grab something while they're on the bus going to the airport. Doesn't stop there. Then you got 5 or 6 things on the airplane. So you start eating everything. By the end of the season, hello, 10 pounds. So I'm trying, man. I'm trying not to eat everything. And then they come by with the ice cream and chocolate chip cookies. Yeah, it never stopped.
You didn't walk around the city.
Oh, by the way, they got
exercise or
candies.
anything.
They got trays of candy, like M&Ms and Reese's and
No, they team plays like they eat.
Yeah.
Candy.
Well, whatever that was, man. Just as we start the 7 o'clock hour, if you're just joining us, really for no other reason than this narrative that Mike and his staff and the organization's been talking about. And it's real simple. If you're ever going to win the AFC East again, if you're ever going to win a playoff game again, most likely, you're going to have to learn how to win starting in late November. I like to say right after or on Thanksgiving, if you play Thanksgiving, all these areas start to get cool, 20s, 30s, 40s. The weather, more rain, catch some snow. And at night, if you play a night game, you know, temperature drops at night. But you got to win some of these games if you're ever going to get back to the playoffs. And if the goal is to win the AFC East, which, by the way, looks like we're a zillion miles away from the Buffalo Bills and New England Patriots. If we're ever going to get there, we need to fix this problem that popped up again last night, where we not only lose, but in a lot of cases, we get our ass kicked. And we dug a hole to start with, the 1-6. You go 1-6 and then 2-7 to start the year after that Baltimore loss. It just you got to be perfect, and you got to get some breaks and win some games, which we did to win the 4 games. But really, you knew what the last 4 games were going to look like, and you knew a couple of them were going to be in cold weather, and you got to win. You got to win, and you got to beat the good teams. You're going to play good teams. You're going to play Green Bay on the 3rd game on Thanksgiving. You're going to have to play the Ravens, who are tied with you to have the best record before they beat you by 100. You're going to have to go to Kansas City. If you do go to the playoffs as a wild card, it's even more difficult because you're going to play good teams that are playing home games because they won their division and you didn't. And it's usually cold weather. we haven't even got to go to an indoor facility. We're going, first round to Kansas City and Pittsburgh. Two of the coldest places. We're up in Pittsburgh. It's one of the coldest days I can remember with Adam Gase's team. And until we learn how or get good enough, and we need to upgrade this roster. Hey, listen, going back to why Chris is not here, Chris Greer, we got to upgrade this roster in a big way. We need more players. And, so, and we're pretty, the ironic part is, and one thing I liked about last night, which I don't know why I'm saying it now because it didn't mean anything, we're pretty healthy. We're pretty healthy. We're actually pretty damn healthy. The only thing was Achan's ribs, and he didn't have any problems last night. So it was a tough one. And then, after a game like that, and the start Tua got off to with an early interception, then on a 3rd and 2.5, am I right? 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2.5, Woody, whatever it was, he takes off and runs, and it just looks like it's going to be, a first down running the ball. Like your quarterback sometimes going to have to run for a first down. He's going to, and I'm trying not to yell, but you're going to have to be able to run and get just enough. You don't have to make a Josh Allen run or Jalen Hurts run. You don't, or Bo Nix. You don't. But you got to know where the first down mark. If you're going to slide on your back on your ass, at some point you got to be smart enough, which I don't know if he's not to slide before the mark. He did it again last night. 3rd and 2. Just get 3. Get 3. Go head first. I don't think you'll get hurt. Just stay away from everybody. Just get enough. You come up short, and Mike punts, and it's just it's a drive killer. It's a drive killer. You got to be able to get that. And again, I'm not saying he needs all of a sudden turn into one of the top 10 running quarterbacks in the league. He's not. He's just not doing anything real well right now. I mean, he's talking about things a guy that's a franchise quarterback shouldn't be talking about every week. My eyes and my feet, and I got to get back. And we've changed a few things. Like, hey, man, you've been around. I don't care what Mike changes. You've been with Mike for a while. You've been with the same coordinator for a while now. This is not some new guy joining the team. You've been with Frank Smith. You've been with your quarterback coach. You guys been together a while. And I got to tell you, they ask him questions, and when I come here in the morning, because I don't hear them, and then Bo tells me about them on the plane.
Bo was firing off the questions, I guess. Right?
Yes.
How's he doing? How's his flight home?
He's salty.
Yeah. Was he on the sideline? It was cold out there.
No, he was up with us. It was too cold.
Too cold for Bubba.
We have an age limit that
good.
Not a good idea. I don't know what the finally said. We got to stop talking about it too. Like, oh, all right, Monday Night Football. By the way, the temperature. We got to stop.
The weather thing is for one guy, man. There's one guy. Unless you know something I don't know, but watching that game last night, I didn't notice one player on the Dolphins that seemed bothered by the weather except for the quarterback who just can't throw in that. You could tell by the first interception that this guy cannot play in these conditions.
Would he?
That was such a duck of a throw on a short pass.
I got to tell you,
10-yard pass.
Tua's making throws at Hard Rock Stadium. Some of those same throws, bad throws.
I know. Oh, I know, Joe.
And by the way, he's been lucky. And I think Troy Aikman said this last night.
Yes, he did. He said this guy should have a whole lot more than the league-leading number he's got.
He's lucky that some of these guys on defense have bad hands because there's been a lot of drops.
He had a linebacker in the numbers last night.
Yes, well, a little bit off the numbers, but very catchable. And by the way, if he would have just left it alone, the safety behind him said, I would have had it, jerk, and I would have caught it.
This is a good question here, based on a statement or whatever this is. Guy says on Twitter to us, the time has come. McDaniel isn't going to make a change. He's going to go down with Tua. And I agree, by the way. Like, if you, at this point, if you're Mike and you want to go down with that ship, then that's on you, because this thing is sunk. You got to find another option to finish the season. There is no way Zach Wilson or Quinn Ewers could be worse than this guy. It's just not possible. So, like, enough of this.
I think he
gives you the best chance to win.
I know.
There is no way that guy gives you the best chance to win, Joe.
I know. I know what you're saying.
You had zero chance in that game last night.
I know you guys are trying to sell me. And
he didn't make a single play. Not one. And not only that, but he actively hurts you. He runs backwards. The guy's chasing him down. I mean, they must be laughing. Jalen Ramsey, when he chases him down and he just pushes him and he falls like a sack of bricks.
When was the last time you heard about a team in the third quarter having minus 20 yards? That's to your point of what you're talking about. I thought the guy's working with me last night, and Ricardo, guy's really good. And I go, Ricardo, what's the deal? And he says, so what were those third quarter stats, man? We've just had some awful third quarters. I don't know what happens at halftime. I don't know if the guys do a little bonding, like, yeah, we're right there, baby. Yeah. Call your wife. Tell her. And I don't know what happens. But anyway, he goes, they got, I think he said Steelers 160 yards, the Dolphins minus 20. Woody, I've never heard that. In all the years, 21 years doing games. Minus 20 yards. And then I went, oh, yeah, Tua running backwards. he just kept running backwards.
I didn't realize they counted those as negative rushes. That sucks.
Minus 20 yards in the third quarter. And by the way, that drive ended with about 13 minutes left in the game. It was over. And by the way, even if and Tua threw for, again, in the fourth quarter, threw for almost 200 yards.
Please throw the fourth quarter away.
I am. Yeah. Well, I want to get to this because they're getting ripped for the fourth quarter for not playing a hurry up. They were huddling up. How many people are watching that going, hey, most of you are smart enough to turn it off and get some sleep early. But hey, man, if we're going to do this and you're going to keep Tua out there, Tua's been around long enough to get his guys on the ball, no huddle, and act like you're down what you are, 3 scores. I don't know if anybody asked Mike about it last night, but everybody's talking about it. I was glad I kept going, Jimmy. Like, you got to play like there's some urgency, because what I'm seeing is they huddle up, take their time, they run the clock down, they run a play. Tua would go for 15 yards because they were playing loose, or 18 yards because he just got a bunch of big chunk plays, and that kept going on. But again, then they huddled back up, 10, 12. Then you get back and throw it again and get to Achane. Achane would make a guy miss, and he'd go for 15 yards. But the time's running, man. They don't think they were bummed out that they gave up 2 touchdowns at the end of the game. They're just wanting to keep chewing up clock, burn those timeouts. And Troy Aikman went nuts last night. I didn't know any of that, by the way, till this morning. Had no idea. Didn't get to hear any of that stuff. But just another one, and this goes to that thing. I don't want to hear narrative, by the way. I don't want to hear narrative the rest of the season. I don't. Are you sick of hearing narrative?
Well, there's no narrative. They stink. Yeah, you can't beat good teams because you suck, and you can't win in the cold because your guy can't throw, although he can't throw in any weather, apparently. But last night, man, that first interception, if you didn't know the game was over at that point, like, you could just tell. I mean, it looks like the ball looks like a boulder when he throws it. It hangs in the air, it wobbles.
I got another. I don't think he reads things. I just think he makes up his mind where he's going. Waddle's got 2 guys on him.
Yeah, Joe. And when that first read is in there, he starts running backwards, and he's so slow that these guys. I mean, that play that Ramsey made where he pushed him down was comical.
Yeah.
I mean, they must just be laughing at this guy.
Well, I think Ramsey let him run back about another 7 yards and then tackled him to make sure.
So it's the Tua stinks in all degrees. Hey, man, I got to tell you, though, I've been on board with benching the guy for a long time now, but, like, if you don't do it now, when you are officially eliminated, there is a 0% chance you make the playoffs. You got to see what else you got on this roster.
Okay, can I just say something?
Don't tell me he gives you the best chance to win.
No.
Okay.
I'll leave that one alone, but he does. But listen, I understand.
At this point.
Mike's trying to save his job, and he's been told win as many games, and I want to see your guys get better. And he's coming home for these 2 games. He's going to try to win, and he's already talked to his coaches, and they all look around, and he goes, we all in on Tua. We can't stop now. Tua's our guy.
The other guys, I mean, are they really that bad? Like, if Tua gives you the best chance to win.
You saw Quinn Ewers going a little bit in that one game, right? That Cleveland game?
I'm
just saying, man.
Said this. They go, I've seen all the 32 quarterbacks play, and Tua, isn't even as good as a lot of the backups.
Well,
and I'm with you on that.
I don't know about all that because he's
the worst starting quarterback in football, right?
Well,
It's not. I don't even know that it's
Probably
debatable.
not,
Phillip Rivers is probably better than he is.
See that? Okay.
Somebody even texted in and go, "I wish we had Phillip Rivers."
Well, I'll tell you one
I do
thing.
too.
He won the best quarterback by a long shot last night in that game. And by the way, if the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I know his legs, and he's 42, and you're going to have days where his legs, that guy, his brains, and the things he can adjust. Aaron Rodgers.
You just want another one of those fun off seasons where he jerks him around until like the day before training camp. How fun are those when he goes on his trips?
I don't care.
And he gets fake married.
Right now, you know what? I'm not thinking about his trip. I'm pissed about what I saw last night. I really am. I'm really disappointed. Everybody was so jacked up, man. Jacked up at the hotel to go play that game last night. I'm telling you, and I've seen teams where you're going, uh-oh, I ain't seen it. Uh-oh, we're getting ready to go. Oh, I don't see it. And last night, I saw guys going, damn, man, we watched them against Buffalo. We watched them against Baltimore. Baltimore got screwed. They should have won the friggin' game and all these things. And they got 4 key guys out in the game. They're starting corner. TJ Watt's not playing. They're starting defensive tackle who's going to be unbelievable. Their defensive tackle, their first-round pick out of Oregon. And they're down to their 4th left tackle. We're going, oh, my God, these matchups. A 4th left tackle. We ought to chew this dude up. You didn't even notice there was no drop-off. You didn't see anything. All right, man, we got to go to break.
A lot of stuff coming in here, Joe. A lot of let you start time to give him a chance. Someone said Daniel Jones with a broken leg is better than Tua. Someone also asked who's older, Joe or Phillip Rivers.
Oh, no, I got him by. I'm old enough to be his I'm old. I'm not proud of this.
But did you?
I'm old enough to be his daddy.
Well,
yeah,
that was it's interesting because so he has 10 kids and a grandkid, but he's only 45.
By the way, he didn't look great. You see him drop back in a couple times, and he
looked terrible.
I mean, he hasn't been dropping back for 5 years.
He's terrible.
And now he sees 2 of the best pass rushers. He sees his front from Seattle, including these big defensive tackles. And he drops back, and he trips and falls. And
am I alone in this too? That he looks like fat?
Of course, he's overweight.
Okay.
They told him, "Hey, don't worry about weighing in. You're fine. We just need you to throw."
Because I didn't know if I was alone in that, but God, he looks fat.
Hey, we got to go to break here. We're going to have Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Fins and A to Z Sports NFL analyst. Always very fair. He and Omar both, and we'll talk to both of them before the end of the show coming up here. And meanwhile, I want to tell you about a guy that make you feel good. Boy, this guy, Anthony Caliendo, the main man at the Business Broker Experts, absolutely the best at what he does. And I just want to say this to all the business owners out there. You've had it a long time, and it's been good to you and the family, giving you a good living. Are you tired right now of all the stress? Are you tired of all the headaches? Are you just tired of being tired every day and maybe complaining at a new level these days? Well, if you are, might be time to sell your business. Maybe you'd like to sit down with the main man, Anthony Caliendo. He can do it for you. He's got a lot of people looking to buy businesses just like yours. A lot of New York folks are moving down here in the Palm Beach area, the Broward area, Dade area. It's still on fire down here. Anthony doesn't just list businesses. He packages them to sell, making him the number one guy. He works with businesses of all sizes. Doesn't matter how specialized and it is, small, doesn't matter. Exit strategies, maximizing your value. That's what he does. And he wants to let you know he would love to work with you. He's an expert at matching profitable sellers with qualified buyers. He doesn't mess around. You're not wasting your time. He knows how to get right down to it. He has strong relationships with banks. I can go on and on. He's got a lot of 5-star Google reviews. Nobody's going to outwork Anthony Caliendo, the main man. I know that. Hire the expert. Hire the guy that knows what he's doing. Are you ready to flip your business and cash out big? Call 1-800-THE-MAIN-MAN and speak to Anthony Caliendo. No handoffs there. The main man will take care of it for you today. That's 1-800-THE-MAIN-MAN, Anthony Caliendo.
WQAM broadcast.
for some of the guys in the huddle. And so, I would sort of attest it to that. But, I think there's a lot of things that could go into that. Yeah, it is tough. We got to play better ball if we want to win games against good teams. And, it's disappointing we didn't get the outcome we wanted to and everything that goes on with the playoffs. But when you start the season the way we did, we made it hard on ourselves. So we just got to come in on a Wednesday and, we got to get back to work. Really, at the end of the day, it's about pride that you have for yourself, your last name on your back, who you are as a husband, who you are as a father, as a son, as a teammate, all of that. So we'll see you come on Wednesday.
That was Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. We're heading out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale. One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, ToyotaofHollywood.com, Joe.
Before we get to Omar Kelly, Miami Herald Dolphins columnist, does a great job. I like to hear a little I instead of we. He sure weeded a lot last night. How about I? How about, you know what? I needed to play better early in the season, and I need to play better in this game. As a franchise quarterback, I need to play better, and it wasn't good enough last night. Talking about everything else. Anyway, hey, we got Omar joining us right now, still up there. Where the hell were we? Pittsburgh last night. Omar, I'm so tired. I forgot where the hell I was last night. How you doing, man?
I believe you. If I got, what did I get? 3 hours of sleep. I think you got probably about the same. Maybe if you're able to sleep on the flight.
We got de-iced for a long time.
Ooh.
So we left at 3:00 this morning, but it's only a 2-hour flight. I didn't realize it, man. We got here about 5:10. I ran to the car. It was the only time I was able to outrun somebody, and it got here just right before the show. So I wanted to be in here. Omar, let's Tua.
That's dedication right there, Joe.
Oh, thank you.
Nobody would ever question your dedication and commitment to your role and your job.
All right, thank you. Hey, I got to ask you. You've been all over the board. You've defended Tua recently. Yep. You've said, hey, he's got to do more. I read your articles while I was up in Pittsburgh. You saw early interception. You saw again on a 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 2.5. He slides early friggin' again. And so you have to punt. I saw him hit a guy between the numbers damn near. Didn't see him bounce out from his linebacker outside defensive end position. And so what'd you think overall?
Just not good enough. And I know he had overall, because of Darren Waller's 2 touchdown receptions, it ended up being his 5th 100+ rated game of the season. But I'm sorry, you needed, when you were down by 25 points, you needed a whole lot of hurry up, a whole lot of throwing, a whole lot of rap fast offense to close that deficit. And you were moving at a turtle's pace.
That's unbelievable. That I'm glad you brought that up. Well, let's bounce to that one, because you are down 28-3 with 12 minutes left in the game, or 13 minutes left in the game, and they're huddling up. There's no urgency at all. And are you telling me Tua hasn't been in this offense long enough to just go, hey, guys, get on the ball? I got 5 or 6 plays. We're going to call one of them. You know what they are with my hand signals. Let's do it.
You know what, Joe? And the funny thing is, he chastised himself. It's funny because you said that early. He chastised himself for not being able to get his offensive players ready before the game in player-led meetings. He was like, I did a bad job of doing that. You heard his comments about guys couldn't hear me in the huddle.
Never heard of that before. Yeah.
No, we've heard it.
Not in the huddle. I've heard it on the line of scrimmage, never in the huddle.
Yeah. It's loud in Pittsburgh, so I've heard it before.
Okay.
I personally believe, and I know he's trying his best not to call his teammates out, but I personally believe they didn't go no huddle because the players, the weaponry, couldn't handle it, couldn't know the operation.
Omar, they're professionals. They've been around.
I agree with you. But how many times have you heard this? And it's not just from Tua, it's from Mike as well. Like and clearly something is wrong with Tua. Let's all put that to the side. Something is wrong with Tua where he has no athleticism anymore. Well, he moved a little bit today. Yes, last night.
He bounced around at the end of the game. He did get away to throw a ball in the end zone. Yeah.
Yeah. He scrambled out of some pressures a couple of times, which was a little bit of a surprise. But if you start throwing that ball past 20 yards, that ball starts fluttering. And I don't know what happened, why, but this is what their reality is. So maybe they felt like if we go no huddle and pass, it's not going to benefit us. Because we've seen games and offenses back in 2022 and 2023 where they started just going no huddle just to change up the pace. And it seemed like that was like Mike McDaniel's worst fear last night. Like he couldn't rely on it. He couldn't use it. And half the time, especially like the interception, you're watching a three outlet route. Only three weapons go out. And I know that's how they play sometimes when they're trying to produce big plays because of pass, they want to protect the quarterback. But this offense, from a weaponry standpoint and from a protection standpoint and from a depth of throw standpoint, they seem to be working in a very limited playbook, Joe.
Well, so I get it, and people who love Tua say he doesn't have enough around him. We got that last week again, and he needs more guys and this and that. And but let me ask you, man, does Mike have a lot of confidence right now in Tua to just let him throw it all over the place? No,
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Not going to say it, but it's obvious by his play calling last week. Even when the Jets, he let him start throwing it, and it got a little shaky there, and he went right back to the run and finished that thing off pounding it.
Okay, is it play calling? And this is not an excuse on Tua because I have acknowledged, you read my column. I'm like, there's no more excuses. Like, you need to show us something in these final 5 games that reminds us of 2022 or 2023, because you don't look anything like that quarterback anymore. But what you go no huddle, you go fast paced. What 4 weapons are you putting on the field? Well, are we?
I can tell you. I can tell you who I'm going. I'm not going 3 tight ends, but I'm going to go out there with Waller, who, by the way, continues to just such a freakish. It's incredible what he does. But Dulcich is also. I like him out there. And I'm going to go Waddle. I'm going to go Achane, and I'm going to go Malik Washington.
Okay.
I just don't think that's a bad. I keep hearing about, oh, my God, they got Waddle. And by the way, what's going on with Waddle? What's going on there? And I don't know, man. And he didn't look like he comes out of the game a lot on his own. He did it again last night, and there were crucial pass plays, and he's going off. And I'm going, oh, this bad time for your number one guy to be going out. And I don't think it's just injury. I think he's a little salty, ain't getting the ball. Are you with me?
I wrote a column last night that hasn't appeared on the paper yet. That it was the most interesting, weird question situation. I asked Waddle what's going to improve the passing game, and Waddle nearly bust out laughing and just and was clearly had something in his mind, but he didn't want to say it. And I'm still trying to figure out what exactly that is. He clearly had something to say, but was just like, you know what? Let me not say it. And you saw one of those Waddle cheesy smiles.
That's good though. That's a smart move. I mean, if he says it, we're talking about today, if it has anything to do with the pass offense, which so I look at this team right now and listen, you gave up defensively 4 straight scores, so they don't get a complete haul pass from the end of the second quarter right into the fourth. They struggle. They start having their problems. But I just the quarterback is clearly the biggest problem we have on this team. I think right now he's not playing well enough, and he's he's getting paid like a franchise quarterback.
Yes.
And we just can't give him a hall pass, and everybody's dancing around, not you guys, but the team, and and he's going, well, I got to meet with Mike and talk about the slide, and I got to meet with this coach and talk about my eyes and my feet, being connected again, and we're doing some different things in the huddle, and I'm like, oh my God, are you a first-year quarterback out of Purdue? Are you like been around this league for a while?
Don't forget the offense has changed a little bit, and the language is a challenge.
Yeah, you've heard them all. You've heard them all too.
Yeah, no, I have, and it's a little troubling, and I don't understand. But then again, I keep asking these questions about what's happened to Tua, and nobody will give me a straight answer.
Well, they're not going to rip him. That's not one thing we know about Mike McDaniel. His style is not to ever come out and critique somebody. It's not. He'll say, hey, we got to make more plays at that position or something. But
he threw
by the
NWI
way,
under the bus yesterday.
Who?
Just NWI. It's like, oh, well, we had Tua was making the right decisions, and we had an eligible, and he fell on the ground.
Yeah.
Like it's
he should have had the ball, a little slant. But hey, so let me ask you, we're getting a lot of this morning. People want to see another quarterback. You're out of it. And I told him it's not going to happen. Mike's going to try to win every game because
not going to happen. Mike's still playing for his job.
Yeah.
Mike's still playing
make sure you and I are on the same page. It drives people nuts when you say that. By the way, you write that right now. People will be mad you're saying that. They're like, well, Michael, I want to see Quinn Ewers. Like, and what about the other guy? And
man, they don't care about Quinn Ewers. No, Mike. Listen, nobody can operate this offense but Tua. It doesn't operate well.
I agree.
Right now.
Yeah,
and
it's not very good the way he's running it. Yeah,
it's not very good because of the way he's running it. The offensive line, from a pass protection standpoint, while they've been phenomenal, and I would say they carried the team during this 4-game winning streak, they're not that good at pass protection, which was evident yesterday. And the weaponry, and these are not excuses for Tua because he's looked horrible. Even Mike said, I need to incorporate Darren Waller more. And then I look at the playbook, and Darren Waller's led the team in targets with 8 for 6. I guess he means he needs to incorporate him into the play earlier in the game.
Yeah.
But this offense is a hot mess. And I knew exactly what was going to happen. You're going to be put in a position where you're going to have to throw the ball, and then you can't.
Right.
And to me, that is an indictment that we are done here.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, and just not to hit it, I got to tell you, Jordan Brooks, I thought he got a crummy penalty last night on that call.
But he was standing over the man.
I don't listen, man. This is physical. By the way, Jordan Brooks is turned into one of my favorite guys on this team.
Yep.
Don't tell me it was cold to him last night or any of those guys. Rasul Douglas, Jordan Brooks, Tyrell Dotson, those guys were running around and smacking.
Yeah, no, they matched the intensity that Pittsburgh. See, that's the thing. And this is why I love Mike Tomlin so much. You know what you're going to get from a Tomlin team. They're going to be physical. They're going to punch you. And the thing is, Miami matched them punch for punch in round 1 and round 2.
Yeah.
But then we got to the third quarter, which is where the Dolphins have the worst.
What is going on?
The worst.
What do we do at halftime?
Not make adjustments.
I mean, that was all time. We've had bad third quarters. I brought that up all morning. But last night was a whole different level. Minus 20 yards to 160 yards.
You know what's funny?
We're just screwing up the format here. Keep going.
You can point fingers at the 3 missed tackles, and then if he's Ole block of Valdez Ole coverage of Valdez Scouting. There were like 3 key missed tackles. Minka had one.
Ashton Davis had a bad one. He didn't wrap up.
Yeah, and then a linebacker had one on a run play. And those. That's it. That's it. That's what opened up the game.
Yeah.
And it just got snowballed from there. Your offense doesn't respond. The defense is getting tired, and and then you get a great play from DK Metcalf. Game over.
Unbelievable. Great individual effort, by the way, by that. It's still like, I got to let you run, Omar, and I really appreciate you getting up early. It drives me nuts, though, to see us not hurry up in the fourth quarter. Not that you're going to come back from being 25 down. But man, if it, you know, I've been in that situation. I've been through that.
You also had Dan Marino.
I did.
So.
I know that. I'm trying to work around not saying that. But man, his mindset was, I think we can get the ball 3 more times and still win this thing. And sometimes you run back out on the field with him going, well, if he believes it, let's see what we can do. But they're huddling up. They spent more time in the huddle in the fourth quarter than they did running friggin' plays last night. Omar, thank you, man. I really appreciate you coming on. We'll do more this week. Thank you.
All right, talk to you, Joe.
All right, Omar Kelly join us. We got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning. Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Fins podcast, going to join us coming up at 8 o'clock. He's always a fair guy. I do. Sometimes I just call Kyle because I know he comes clean and fair with everything. So we'll have him a little bit later on. We got a lot more stuff to get to. A lot of 2 other teams were playing last night. Heat with their 5th straight loss. Panthers get a nice win in Tampa Bay, where there's 2 teams that absolutely do not like each other. It's beautiful. Atlantic Men's Clinic is beautiful too. ED and low T. Oh my gosh. For the holiday gift, I got a good one for you guys. If you find yourself really tired all the time, energy level not where it used to be, even your wife or girlfriends notice, like, hey, you're not yourself. You're gaining weight. You're spending more time. You don't have your energy to go out with me on the weekend like we used to and dance and get after it when we got home. Sex drive is gone. You got ED and low T, and it's okay, man. It's okay. I had it. It's okay. My name's Joe Rose, and I had it full blown. It's okay because I went to Atlantic Men's Clinic. Got rid of all of it. Chasing that little wife of mine around all over the place. Hey, man, I got to tell you, having energy. I'm going to go play tennis today. Man, I'm telling you right now, Atlantic Men's Clinic, I can't think of a better holiday gift to give a man in your life right now, or do it for yourself if you're listening right now and you want to get more. It happens to every guy out there, by the way, in your 40s or 50s. And if you're going through it, Atlantic Men's Clinic is going to give you great results and knock it out quickly. Energy back, sex drive back, and you are rocking and rolling. Hey, all you got to do is go to Atlantic Men's Clinic. Set up that first appointment. You get the T, the PSA test. They do it all for you. Meet with their professional staff. After they get the results, they're going to put together a plan that works, and I mean works quickly. With 7 locations in South Florida, there's one close to you. I go to Plantation, a brand new one in Hollywood. Call them today, 877-455-7300. It works, man. Visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com.
Today's
Brought to you by Doral Hyundai, home of the price detail, lowest price business at Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com. Starting with the Dolphins, who fell to the Steelers 28-15. With the loss, the Dolphins are eliminated from the playoff race. Next up, Miami will return home and host the Bengals on Sunday afternoon. Over to the Heat, who lost their fifth straight, falling to the Raptors 106-96. Up next is a trip to Brooklyn on Thursday night. To the Panthers, who crushed the Lightning 5-2. The Cats will return home to host the Kings tomorrow night. And to Canes Hoops, who will host FIU tonight. Tip-off is at 7 from the Watsco Center. The game can be heard right here on WQAM. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
Well, I think there's multiple things at play. I think ultimately everybody has to do better. You have to coach better. I think passing, a lot of times people just squarely put all the focus on the quarterback. I think there's several times tonight that, one in particular that stands out where I think he was about to make the right read. And, we had our eligible fall over. It's been a multitude of things. I think the way I look at it. So it has to be better for us to, be able to win games when you're not owning time of possession or controlling the game on the ground. That limits you a ton. So it's not up to standard. And, I thought Darren made a ton of plays at the end, and I should have got him involved earlier. There's a lot of things, but ultimately it hasn't been good enough, and I think that hurt us tonight.
That was Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel. It is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com.
I tell you this, man, and God bless Mike defending his guy. And I get it. They are tied together since that trip out and took the job and the first call to Tua. But, man, sometimes you got to say, our biggest problem on this team right now is a quarterback. We can say the other receivers, I get it. I get we don't really have another Tyreek kind of guy. But come on, man. This is it's not by accident. The guy doing the game on national TV that's a Hall of Fame quarterback, to everybody else today is going, enough's enough, man, with this Tua thing. It's not good enough. This wee stuff he hit last night. Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Fins and A to Z Sports NFL analyst, and I think one of the most fair guys that we have. And I know a lot of people are fired up one way or the other today. But, Kyle, thank you for coming on. I'll get right to the big elephant in the room. What'd you think? Tua threw for 190 yards like in the fourth quarter. If you just looked at his numbers, they looked pretty good. And he got a quarterback rating of over 100. And to me, I mean, you're down 28-3 and okay, they're going to loosen up. You should. And they got a lot of 20-yard plays and his numbers look good. I didn't like the way he played. What'd you think?
I thought we had 3 quarters of not winning football played at the quarterback position last night. And we're 6 of 10 for 62 yards and a pick in the first 3 quarters of the game?
Yes.
So numbers lie, right? And if you watch, you go to the interception to Jalen Waddle. There's nobody in the flat. They go with the 7-man protection, so they got the tight end and Alec Ingold are in pass pro. There's nobody in the flat against cover 2. And Waddle runs this corner out, and we come back to it late, and our feet aren't in the ground, and we lost one out there, and the flat corner sinks all the way and takes the corner out because there's nobody to hold it down. Like, that's really basic stuff. You got to know if nobody's going to have that corner plastered down with a route, he's going to sink, and he's going to keep sinking. And you don't have that club in your bag, and you're on fringe scoring territory early in a big game. And you just make the decision to just drop it out there. And then to say, oh, well, I lost sight of him and I didn't know where. It's cover 2. Read the coverage and know if there's no one out there, he's going to sink, and you can't drive that throw. So stuff like that. It's really hard for a quarterback that's in year 6, end of year 6, a lot of starts, a lot of pass attempts. At some point, you just got to know, based off the coverage or where your eligibles are, what's available to you and what's not. And that's kind of stuff I have a really hard time with.
You know, we brought up, I think privately, a lot of people are saying because physically he's so limited right now with everything, with his legs, with his arm, that he might have lost some confidence, which happens. But nobody's going to say that. And, not when you guys franchise quarterback, hey, Tua and I've lost a little confidence in things I can do here right now. I don't expect that. But do you feel that way sometimes when you watch him play?
There's times where I'm just not quite sure what we're seeing, right? And that for me is the verbiage and the phrasing from Mike this offseason was the quarterback working on his mastery of the offense. And then, it comes out recently and Tua was asked about it and says, well, we changed some stuff with some motions and some progression stuff.
Weird.
And it's okay. So which one is it, right? And I understand, you are trying to evolve the offense so it has more sustainability.
Yeah.
And it can't just be, well, we're going to do more with personnel groupings and we're going to run the ball more successfully, because you'll get a game where a game script comes along and it's mildly negative, and then we're just going to give up on running the ball, right? Achane had more than six yards per carry in the first half, and it was 7-3 at halftime. They finished with 16 rush attempts as a team.
Yeah, Mike gets going on that pass a little bit and thinks he's getting Tua going a little bit. You get away from your number one horse on this team. I want to go to the fourth quarter with you. First of all, Tua's comments, and he gives us something every week, and only because I've been there, and this is the only reason. But Kyle, I have never heard the guys can't hear somebody in the huddle. I've heard it on the line of scrimmage. I've missed it. I've missed it and wasn't quite sure what he said. It's loud or he's hurrying up. He snaps the ball, and I've run the wrong route. I've run the wrong blitz break off. I've had that happen, but I got everything when we're that tight in a huddle, especially on the road when guys get really tight and the quarterback gets in there and he's letting everybody know what he's going to do. I have never heard that. Have you ever heard that in a huddle before? I don't know. Maybe you have.
To be fair, I had never heard of somebody saying the visiting fans at your home stadium made it hard for you to work your pre-snap operation. And that's something that we were told this season too.
That's the Baltimore game. You're right.
So that's the kind of stuff, Joe, where it's and it's the fourth quarter, right? And Aikman's ripping them a new one for not going tempo,
which I didn't get. I made a point what are we doing, man? I get it's a long shot to come back, but there's got to be a little urgency with 8 or 9 minutes left. Hey, get on the ball. We're huddling up we're protecting a lead right now.
And that for me, those are the things as you are evaluating the group that's here and everything from the top down and the coaching and the offensive system. And we know how Mike calls plays, right? Mike is the offensive play caller. And Mike's talked about his play calling process before where, based on the outcome of the previous play, I've got a couple different play calls in mind simultaneously that I'm prepping to call for the next play. And that doesn't really feel like it's sustainable in some of these road environments. And if you're down multiple scores and you got to go fast, and what's the reason for that? Is the reason for that because of the offense? Is that how your play caller wants to run calling plays? Game for straight drop back passing and your quarterback that you're not comfortable with having a big enough I don't know. Out there down 3 scores in the fourth quarter, guys can't hear the play call in the huddle. You got a wristband, right? Number 30. Just do that. Right. And that's things that other teams do and are capable of doing. So for us, year 4 on the road, December, continue to be having some of these kind of procedural issues is one of the cons that's going to be on the pros and cons list about what changes you do and don't make.
My frustration is the way they played again in cold weather because they felt really good, man. I was in that hotel all day, and it was just all of us. And there's a real good feel going in that game from the coaches to the players and the way they'd been playing. And they're watching Pittsburgh and going, they don't look very good defensively the last couple of weeks. Let's get after them. And then they go out and get their ass kicked for 3 quarters, especially that third quarter, a lot of it. And so we're right back, and I can't argue, we can't play in cold weather. We can't do this. A playoff team, it continues. And until I did hear this from the GM, who I like a lot. He tells me, Joe, till we learn how to win these cold weather games and play better and have a chance, because you can't win the AFC East to start with and get the playoffs and have a chance to get a home game and get rid of this 25 years now of no playoff wins. That's officially as of last night. We're never going to get this taken care of until you're going to have to play cold weather games. You're going to have to play better, and you're going to play good cold weather teams, not just the Jets, but you're going to play against teams like that hungry team we played against, that hungry team and Aaron Rodgers last night, and it's just not happening. Is it more about talent? I didn't think they played cold last night. I know I'm probably going to get killed for this. They weren't running. I thought physically they were getting after it, especially to start the game. What'd you think? Did they play cold to you?
No, they didn't. I thought they ran the ball. They were getting good surge in the run game early. They were really – I thought they tackled really well for the first 30 minutes. And then I think it to me, it kind of felt like the defense said, hey, offense ain't going to make a play for us, guys. So we're going to have to try to make a play. And that's when it reverted back to not securing the tackle to try to strip the football and generate a turnover. And it snowballed on you because they've got some big physical skill players that allowed them to kind of shrug you off. But, I mean, you go right down the list. It was Chop Robinson, Tyrell Dodson, Jordan Brooks, Jack Jones, Rasul Douglas, Minka Fit. Like all of those guys had at least one tackle in the first half that you were like, oh,
big physical, like
really
slammed
really
the guy.
Stuck him.
Yeah,
like a lot of big hits. So I did not think they played cold, but it was no sustainability with what you were trying to do offensively, despite the fact that you had some success running the football. Right. It was a very curious blend of, they got good movement here. Okay, that's a nice chunk run. Okay, that's going to keep you on schedule. But then we try to pass the ball, and it's not very efficient, or it's behind the line of scrimmage. And then the defense kind of started pressing to make plays, and that's what had the game get away from it.
All right, so we're getting a little bit of this today, and we're all over the board because there are a couple of questions I do want to ask you here. Does this have to do with he doesn't have enough weapons offensively at the receiver position, which you heard the coach take a little shot at Westbrook-Akine? What's your thoughts on the receivers he has? Because they're playing a lot of Dulcich right now and Waller together, and I think we're going to see a lot of that the rest of the season. Do we have enough out there to have more success?
I think you're probably missing another speed/separation option that runs routes. The problem is that the Dolphins, they have one of the most productive wide receivers this year in yards per route run and EPA per target against man coverage, but they barely facilitate man coverage. And some of that is when it was Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, teams didn't want to play man coverage against you then because that's what they tore you up with early in this regime. But then part of that's also stylistically like how the quarterback plays. And teams have really, right, there's zone match and then there's country zone. And when I watch teams play the Dolphins, they play a lot of landmark zone coverage to take away the sweet spots that the Dolphins want to try to attack. And that's not as commonplace relative to how teams play zone against a lot of other teams. And I think that to me is part of the challenge of the receivers is the teams are daring you to attack certain areas of the field. So yes, the number 2 wide receiver needs to be a better option long-term than what I think they have. I really like Malik Washington. I think he's going to be a great secondary player in a wide receiver room. I'm well on the record on what I feel with Jalen Waddle. I think you need another player, but at the same time, like, you have to figure out how to dictate coverages or how to more consistently attack the coverages that you're getting based on what teams have been giving you with this offensive nucleus.
All right, fan in you, because we're getting a lot of this morning, just so you know, you're probably getting it yourself. A lot of people want to see Tua on the bench, and we're out of this thing. With that loss last night, there's no chance of the playoffs. They'd like to see Zach Wilson or Quinn Ewers. I don't think they're going to do it because Mike's going to win as many games as he can because that's what he's been told with the owner. We want to see how you play. He's going to play the best guy. And I'm probably getting ripped for this one, but I still think Tua gives you the best chance to win. And I don't think he's playing very well, but I still think he gives you the best chance. Are you with me on all those things, or do you think they should try somebody else?
I believe that Mike will not sit Tua because of all of the bells and whistles and the motions and the set points and your sound bites, all the things that they talk about. I think Tua's best equipped to give Mike all of that to run his offense, and you play the next 2 games at home, right? I would be surprised if Mike made the change. Now, if we get to the point and these next couple of games get ugly, and they make a change before the end of the season to kind of get a jump start on multi-pronged approach and search for jobs, then that would be the point where I would expect them to make a change at quarterback. I would like to kind of know, because the one thing that I have a really hard time with how this has played out is bringing back the coach and the quarterback. Like, I think Mike McDaniel has a really interesting conversation about what he does and does not do as a coach and what it could or could not look like. And I like some of the ways that he has grown as a coach this year. It's still not perfect by any means, but you try to bucket everything and how to assign responsibility for that. It gets muddy, right? But if it's just, hey, we're going to sign so-and-so in free agency to kind of compete with Tua, but Tua's going to be back and he's going to start and Mike's going to be like, I don't think you can do that. Yeah. Just based off of how this thing has played itself out. And I know that's kind of where the money is leading to have everybody expect that to be the outcome, but I got a really hard time with that one. So if you're not going to do the easy thing and bring them both back, the moment you make that change with Tua is kind of the point of no return, in my opinion. So it's probably still a little early, but I would like to at least know what you have in Zach.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, man, that little problem you have with money next year, a whole bunch of it's not going away. And I had some people tell me, let's just eat it. Let's find somebody else to pick it up. And I don't know who out there would be interested in this that's watching him play right now. You think there's I don't see it.
Not at the price point that he's at. So that's a matter of
can't run a lick. 3rd and 2, and you slide early. All right, that's.
No, we just had the conversation like last week, 2 weeks ago against the Saints about sliding and where the yard to line to gain is, and how you go down to the field and knowing where it is, and whether you go head first or feet first, and how you mark it with speed. And he didn't try to slide against the Saints, but he did slide, and they ruled it a slide. The same thing happened 2 weeks later.
Yeah. He's going to have to go back in and have another conversation with Mike about it today, I'm sure, when he gets up.
Like, if your feet go down first, they're going to call you for a slide.
Yeah. Anyway. Hey, I just want to see you a little fired up this morning on
very
little sleep. Kyle, thank you, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Of course, Joe.
Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Fins, an A to Z Sports NFL analyst, and always very fair. I haven't seen all the riders in town. I can't wait to get home today after I do a little sleeping. See what everybody's talking about here. I know a lot of people are fired up. We got to go to break. We're super late. We'll get caught up. We'll be back in a moment. got to get out of it. We got to get out of it here.
Yeah, we got
miss a little sleep. We'll get back to. We can be a little crappy mood today, but we'll get back.
Well, that's what happens on a rough Monday night game. But anyway, we got 2 Heat tickets to give away for Heat and Pacers on December 27th.
Ooh, we don't get a lot of those Heat tickets. That's good.
No. So we're going to do this. We'll do caller number 5, 305-567-0560, but you have to call at 8:32. It is 8:30 at this moment.
So in a couple minutes, you're going to be giving away a couple of Heat
two
tickets.
Minutes from now. Caller number 5.
They're hard to get around here, man. Somebody's using all these tickets.
Mm-hmm.
It's not you.
Well, I get them whenever I want, but you've just,
yeah.
you know,
I
you
know.
already know.
I know the deal. You don't have to throw me under the bus again.
I know.
There's
You've been all right. You've actually been much better behaved since
I got written up.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's nice. At least they were nice about it while they were writing me up.
You sound like it's like you're in school or something.
No, it's all right. They wrote me up. Little miniature suspension there. It's no big deal.
Except no time. No time suspension, right?
It's not funny. Well, at least it's not as bad as it used to be, where I get suspended for like 3 days without pay.
Without pay? Wow.
Oh, yeah, I did some bad ones.
Yeah.
My mouth gets me in trouble from time to time. But, hey, Woody, we
nothing you say today could be as bad as that, nonsense we've been playing all morning from the cast of characters. And
yeah, no, they're it's too bad because I really did, and you heard me. I was drinking the Kool-Aid. No, I'm fine, hon. You can get on me.
I tried to settle you down, but
and I thought they had a really good chance to win that game, and that felt good even at halftime. I said, okay, haven't done much offensively, but I feel good. And they end up getting, they scored 4 straight. It didn't matter. I do agree because Bo was saying the same thing, that after a while, your defense goes, hey, you guys just killing us. You guys got to get going here, man. This defense is not very good. We know the numbers. Steelers are 3 quarters. You got 3 points and 5 first downs. I mean, we were treating them like it was a steel curtain there, man. Remember the old steel curtain? With all those great players. And by the way, I got to tell you this. I didn't tell you this, Woody. So we get there. It seems like every time we play on a special night, there's some kind of alumni deal going on, or they invite the greatest players back. And last night, they did a special ceremony and put 3 more guys up on the Ring of Honor, I think.
Well, I saw Ben was there. They showed him.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Who else was there?
Marquise Pouncey.
Okay.
Great center. With his brother down here.
Yes, I know.
And Joey Porter, who we had down here, played down here. So those 3 they were going nuts last night. And they had all the alumni. So all the great players, even from the Steel Curtain, that are older, that were healthy enough to be there. And I went, oh, this is not good. I've seen this before, where they get fired up and they introduce all the former greats. I mean, they got great history, man. They've got great history. They've won some championships. Very stable. And what do you think about all those people want to get rid of Mike Tomlin? Boy, those guys, those alumni guys were hugging him last night. And, man, they like that guy. And those players played hard for him. Does Aaron Rodgers just play well against us? I don't watch him every week. He played great against us last year twice. Should have won both games. Ends up winning the second game. And last night he was clearly the best quarterback in the game. I mean, he was good. He was really good. Had a good feel for what the Dolphins wanted to do with him, and he's got some limited talent to work with. You talk about limited talent, and that guy's getting the most out of his guys. So anyway, hey, we've got a lot of stuff, and we'll get caught up on all the news, and we have other stuff to talk about. The Heat, all of a sudden, man, they're playing great now. 5 straight losses for them. And the Panthers, after losing the Avalanche, have picked it up once again, man. I tell you, Dallas, they played after the Avalanche, played Dallas, and I thought, oh, boy, this is second best record in the NHL. And they win that game on the road. They go up to Tampa Bay, and they beat them, and there is no love. You get a chance to go to a game, and the Panthers and Tampa Bay are playing. They truly, what happened during the preseason, there's going to be bad blood for a while. And we've been kicking Tampa Bay's ass in the playoffs. And Kachuk came in. Remember, first thing Kachuk says is, well, I know one thing. We're going to start kicking Tampa Bay's ass. And they have. And they got a real good team. But, boy, that's a good win last night. Really, really good win for the Panthers. We've got a lot more. Fernando Mendoza, man, Heisman Trophy. Congratulations, Mendoza family. Seeing mom and dad there, man, did he give? It's so cool to see. That guy went out of his way to just what mom has done for him. A real appreciative kid and getting all the awards. And I think the NFL draft, the first day is going to be a special day for him, too. I don't know if he's going the first quarterback or the second quarterback, but something tells me, Woody, he's got the playoffs, obviously, and they're undefeated as the number 1 seed. But,
well, he's welcome to play here if you'd like. By the way, congratulations to Ryan from Fort Lauderdale. Got the tickets.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's my nephew. Good. Congratulations.
Good.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's why it said Rose on it.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's on the other side of family. You're doing real well, though.
You're getting in trouble again.
All the rows are out.
Jeez. Rigging contest now?
No, don't do that. That'd get you. That'd be a hard one to explain when they call you and have you sitting in a meeting with the people from Philadelphia.
I'll just throw you under the bus, like apparently I did last time. So.
Hey, don't worry about it, Woody. We got some good news, man. Our good friend Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage has an amazing offer. It's called Hometown Heroes Program. He's helping first responders such as law enforcement, healthcare professionals, educators, firefighters, and military vets with up to $35,000 in closing costs and down payment assistance with low fixed rates and no prepaid penalties. Man, give Michael a call on his cell phone, 561-441-2730. That's 561-441-2730, and learn more about the Hometown Heroes program. If that hit a nerve with you and you fit in one of those categories, man, give him a call. Let Michael help you, man. It's about great service. It's always been about great service with Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Going to get you the lowest rates and get you that mortgage you need quickly. That's why he's been so successful for more than 30 years. Michael Kotze truly has no life. That man works 7 days a week. You can call or text him, 561-441-2730, MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change, daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender.
WQA.
a lot of things that could go into that.
That's a new one too, folks. We're getting a lot of that. That's a new one.
I'll put together his greatest hits at the end of the season, all right?
Yeah.
We got to give him he's got a couple more weeks left to give us some more gold. So we've had crowd noise at the home stadium bothered him.
I forgot. And by the way, I forgot about who. Did you bring that up, or did Kyle just bring that up?
No, okay. Jamie reminded me about that.
Totally forgot. It was too loud at home.
I can't do anything Josh Allen can do.
Bad one.
That one wasn't great.
Kent couldn't see Waddle. Couldn't see over the guys in front of him.
Couldn't see. That was a good one.
Was that a combine? I think what he meant was a combination of the offensive and defensive line.
Yeah.
Put a big wall around. Next door, your neighbor's got an 8-foot fence, so you can't see.
There's been some good ones. So we'll do that. We'll do that at the end of the season. All right. We'll put together like his greatest.
Threw his teammates under the bus, not showing up to players only.
Yeah, and he didn't even realize that. He had to be like, I think Ann had to say, hey, that's not good. People can take that the wrong way.
So we'll do that as his send-off at the end of the season.
There's no send-off. So I'm going to say
he's
something.
Getting benched, by the way. I am going to tell you that I think he's getting benched, Joe.
Okay.
I know you don't think
you want to make a bet on that?
Sure.
All right.
Well, you already owe us lunch at Bo's.
Well,
so I'll buy dessert.
You don't have to buy
You're a dessert guy.
I'm not a dessert guy. I'm trying to stay away. I do love dessert. I love everything. Hell, I'm hungry all the time.
I think
I will make you. I will make you a bet. We'll figure something that he'll finish out and play all three of these games. And short of getting hurt, obviously, or a blowout, one way or the other, and somebody gets in the fourth quarter, he's going to play.
Well, in fairness to him, he's done a great job staying healthy. I mean, that happens when you're running the other way when their pass rush is coming, or if you slide short of the
first.
sticks every time.
No, he. Well, he got that message, didn't he? When they told him we need you healthy, that Chris Greer said we talked to him and explained that this team needs you to stay healthy. Well, he's staying healthy.
But let's just be honest here. Like, what are you doing if you're not checking to see if these other guys can play?
I think Mike sees him every day and has got a pretty good idea.
Well, maybe he doesn't, though, because I watched Tua play last night, and I don't see how it is possible that he gives you the best chance to win anymore. Not that it matters. And you'd probably be better served losing these games, if anything.
Let me ask you, does it seem to you, this is just me, does it seem like he has confidence in Zach Wilson, who's a backup? Who, by the way, watching him throw in warm-ups last night, I mean.
Is it that bad? Like,
No, listen, I'm paying him a compliment. He was zipping it, man, last night. He can't. By the way, he comes out. Tua doesn't come out early and throw.
Well, so good.
So the guys, the 2 and 3 are out there throwing the guys, warming up, running their routes early in warm-ups. Man, he can throw it, but something just tells me, thanks for your service, and I don't see Zach Wilson back here.
Okay, that's fine. But what about the rookie? Why don't you at least see if he can play to some extent?
Did you see him against?
I know, but that's
Cleveland?
like such a small sample size, man. Like, let him at least get his feet wet. Let him know going into the game. Hey, you're going to be. Starter.
By the way,
take the reps with the starters in practice.
I don't disagree, but so there's a whole bunch of this. You got to play the best guys, so you don't want to lose the other guys and that have watched everybody and they think Tua's. I don't know how the whole team feels about Tua. He's always talking about these team meetings and all this stuff. And I'm like, bro, you need to start playing better. You can't be one of the leaders of this team if you don't start doing it yourself or standing up in front of that leadership group and going, hey, guys, let me start with me. I just want to let you know I'm watching you, Jordan Brooks, like knocking guys out and getting after it. And Zach Sealer, I see you guys all playing your ass off. And, hey, Devon Achane, you're running, breaking tackles. I realize – Aaron Brewer, you're just playing your ass off. I just want to let you know in this group, I need to pick it up instead of this, hey, what happened to our passion when we were kids? And, bro, I want to see some of yours. And I'm sick of hearing we from you. I want to hear I need to play better. I really think, by the way he was talking, he didn't think he had a problem last night. I think he forgot his offense had 5 first downs and he threw for 60 yards through 3 quarters. I think he forgot about that. I think he forgot he was minus 20 yards, and they were minus 20 yards because of him. in that third quarter.
It took a little time here, Joe, but here you go, man. 786 says it is incompetent to completely blame Tua for this loss. The defense was atrocious.
He's right. Some of it's
Oh,
right.
yeah. I mean, they did. The defense got slaughtered in the first half. They gave up the game, no question.
No, not the first half, but
oh, okay.
It was 7-3. They scored right before the half and going in the second half. But I got to tell you,
I mean, at what point does the defense realize
and I told
the
you,
offense ain't scoring? Like, stop blaming the defense, man. They gave up a touchdown on the last drive. Like, they almost shut them out in the first half. Stop blaming the defense. You got to score more points than the other team. That's how it works. Come on. What do you think you would win? 3-0?
Well, it's 28-3 with 12 minutes left.
I don't know, man. I just find it lazy to blame the defense. Like, at some point, again, like, the offense has to do something. Or it's just, what do they call that, complimentary football?
You know what I'm getting? It's starting to really I'm absolutely amazed that we still have Tua people going. And occasionally somebody hit me after the game with their kids and their Tua jerseys going, well, this shit. And I go, like, calm down.
561 said it's tough to beat both the Steelers and the refs. That's a new one. I haven't seen that yet.
I'm trying to think of the calls last night. There weren't a lot.
Who cares?
I don't think there were a lot of penalties last night. The Jordan Brooks one.
No idea.
Omar thought Jordan Brooks was a good call. Like,
it was a good call.
Well, I don't.
Troy Aikman can lose his mind all he wants. They have an emphasis on do not stand over the guy and look down on him. It's like really simple. And that's exactly what he did. If you don't like the rule, you don't like the rule.
But
that is the rule.
What other penalties?
That's the rule.
I love Jordan Brooks.
Yeah.
Jordan Brooks could run my kid over, and I go, it's okay. And I said, my son, are you okay? But man, how do you not like? We've been whining about people playing the way Jordan Brooks plays.
Yes, and again, this is not a debate.
I mean, not about that, but complain about we're not physical enough. And Jordan Brooks is like, Jordan Brooks, you're on top of my please come back and play for us list.
It's not a debate on whether you like or dislike the rule. He stood over the guy and looked down on him and did that, and they call that.
So can I just tell you this?
Said on the broadcast, there's an emphasis on it.
I don't think there weren't a lot of calls last night.
No, man. But again, people see the games however they want to see them. So somebody took away from that game that the officials had anything to do with that.
The officials, you can't.
Absolutely nothing to do with it.
No, that game. I think a lot of things when I'm up there in the booth, I did not go, man, this thing's getting really lopsided. We got 15 penalties and they have one. I haven't even looked.
Guy says the offense couldn't get on the field. They couldn't stay on the field either. Rodgers was slicing us up, and we couldn't get the offense.
By the way, can you see what happens when a guy can actually run this whole offense? How about we got 12 guys, and he noticed we had 12, and we got 2 guys running off, and he goes, the second guy, gotcha, snaps the ball, bigger still on the field, bam. 5-yard penalty, first down. It was a 3rd and 3. Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
But like the guy,
really good.
You could tell from the first interception that this was going to be a disaster. That little wobbler he throws, no zip on his passes. No, it was just.
By the way, the penalties last night, the Dolphins had 6 I didn't realize they had 6, and
doesn't matter,
Steelers had 4.
Does it matter?
No.
Yeah, the refs cost him the game. That's why they lost. That's why they got blown out.
We had 3 points with 12 minutes left in the game. And if you didn't notice that they softened up their coverage.
Oh, you don't say.
I don't know if you noticed how open those guys were in those flats. Now, listen, we turned a couple of them into 20-yard plays, but they just weren't going to give up. They were not, well, you can do whatever you want underneath, but you go too deep, we're going to pick you off. So make sure you throw it underneath. And we've got 3 scores to play with. We don't think you have enough time. And by the way, since you're huddling up, we know you don't have enough time.
What a loser mentality that team has.
This won 4 straight. Boy, then everybody.
But that's the problem, man. And I tried to tell you this during that win streak, and you don't want to listen.
Oh, don't all of a sudden act like you're. They got.
But they were beating on. They were.
Doesn't matter who you were
on inferior teams. I mean, they were beating up on the bottom feeders. Of the league,
told
man.
you that loss yesterday took away from everything they just did. Absolutely took away from it.
It doesn't take away from it.
It does.
They're the best of the worst. Okay. if you had a playoff of all the crap teams in the NFL, the worst teams, the Dolphins would win the Super Bowl of that.
Oh, that whole group?
Yes, the Dolphins win the Super Bowl of mediocrity, okay?
Oh, look at you.
That's what they get.
Look at you now.
They
Look
get a
at
prize
you
for
all of
that.
a sudden. You've been waiting for almost 3 hours to really get rolling.
No, I just need something like that's worth watching, which is why they need to bench this guy. That game, by the way, last night, impossible to watch. They're not an enjoyable product to watch.
They didn't look very good, did they?
No, they didn't, Joe.
You got 5 first downs in
You had
3
to
quarters.
call that thing.
5 first downs.
You're freezing your ass off in that booth, Bo next to you.
I just so that third quarter, we've had some stinkers of third quarters. I'm sure I got a list of. I'm guessing our writers all had a chance to ask what's going on when you guys come out. This happened more than once this year at halftime. You guys come out and just get pounded in the third quarter.
Maybe the defense got together at halftime and was like, "What are we doing? We're not scoring any points. It's over."
You sound like Bo. You know, Joe, after a while, the defense likes looking, well, these guys can't do anything. We got to start taking some chances.
Well,
anyway,
isn't that human nature?
160 yards of offense for Pittsburgh and not 20 yards, minus 20 yards for the Dolphins. And I was like, where'd that 20? And I go, oh, that's Tua running backwards on a sack by our former teammate. Hey, we got to go to break here. But before we do, oh, my gosh, holiday season. Joe, I need a jewelry store. Matter of fact, I'm looking for a diamond engagement ring. Well, I'm glad you're looking. I got a deal for you so you don't have to break the bank and you're saving all the money. You really want to get it done. You know she's been antsy to get engaged and you want to and you want to get going. Well, listen to what I have for you for the holiday season. It's the hottest thing that Beverly's Jewelers has right now. They've been around forever. I've been going there 35 years, and they were there a long time before that. They've got a stunning 3-carat certified lab-grown diamond, VVS Clarity, E-Color, set in a custom-made 14-karat gold engagement ring for just $3,999. You're going, well, what am I getting? $3,999. Please go see it in person. Amanda, Jeff, the family, and that great staff they have in there. You're going to be blown away. It is beautiful. Choose from your favorite shape, larger size available at similar savings. You want to get something bigger. Hurry, this offer is going to end pretty soon. It's a limited time only. Shop Beverly's huge selection of diamond studs and tennis bracelets and fine jewelry, up to 70% off select pieces during their holiday sale. I'm going back in there. Went for the 30-year anniversary, and now I'm going in there for Christmas. And we're going to get Mrs. Rose something she really likes. She's put up with me for a long time. Beverly's paying top dollar for your old gold, silver, and jewelry with immediate payment. Plus, enjoy interest-free financing, free gift wrapping, and a great staff to help you get exactly what you want. Hey, tell them what you want to spend. I always do that. Say, hey, this is what I want to spend while I'm in here. Visit Beverly's Jewelers in Fort Lauderdale. They got something for everybody. It's off Commercial Boulevard or online at bevjewelers.com. I recommend you go in their store. You can even get a piece made in there if you got an idea. Beverly's Jewelers, where South Florida gets engaged.
Legendary doesn't happen by
This update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai. Over the price seats are lowest price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai, DoralHyundai.com. Starting with the Dolphins, who fell to the Steelers 28-15. With the loss, the Dolphins are eliminated from the playoff race. Next up, Miami will return home to host the Bengals on Sunday afternoon. Over to the Heat, who lost their fifth straight, falling to the Raptors 106-96. Up next is a trip to Brooklyn on Thursday night. To the Panthers, who crushed the Lightning 5-2. The Cats return home to host the Kings tomorrow night. And to Canes Hoops, who will host FIU tonight. Tip-off is at 7 from the Watsco Center. The game can be heard right here on WQAM. Joe, back to you.
All right, Woody. And so Dolphins now 6-8. Eliminated officially. They were done anyway. I mean, my God, they're getting no help from all the top teams. And by the way, you needed so many things to happen. I think it was 1% chance anyway. And so they've been eliminated from the playoffs. It's now been, I thought it was 25 last year. Now, last night I was told 25 years. I thought it was 26. 25 years, no playoff wins. And obviously, you got to get the playoffs to have a chance to have a playoff win. And so another one that no matter what happens, whether they go 9-8 or 8-9 or 7-10 with Cincinnati, who's got a awful defense. And I don't know if Joe Burrow's going to have all his weapons back or not. Did not look good last week. And then, of course, Tampa Bay is Baker Mayfield's had his own problem. Does anybody want to win that division, by the way? That's a crazy one. I think Carolina and Tampa Bay play each other 2 out of the next 3 weeks. How about that? How about somebody putting that together? Take a week off in between, and then you'll play again. So, and then you finish with New England, who just blew a 21-point lead to Buffalo at home. And Josh Allen put that team on his back with his running back and that offensive line. And they got some stops defensively in the second half and won that game. What a comeback. Hell of a game. So that's where you are. And I know you don't want to hear what everybody's saying that comes on here. That's following this thing. It drives fans nuts. Tua's going to be the starting quarterback the next 3 weeks. I took it a step further, but I really don't want to ruin anybody's day. There's a chance he's a starting quarterback here. There's better than a 50% chance he's a starting quarterback here next year to start the season. So, and I will say this. This is in general, not just a Tua thing. But until you learn how to win games starting at Thanksgiving through the end of the year, first week in January, you will always have at least one game that's going to be cold weather in the Northeast. That's just the way the schedule works. Now, you happen to have the Jets, and they were clearly, I don't know, the Titans or Jets, which team. They're the 2 worst teams in football. And you beat them. And you beat them up the way you're supposed to beat up a bad team. That's what you do. Good job by the Dolphins. But the other thing is the narrative. It wasn't beat a bad team in cold weather. It's beat a good team. Beat a playoff team. Beat a team that's leading their division late in the year when you need the game. And last night was not about a chance to go to the playoffs. Like I said, that was slim to none that was going to happen. Even if you go 10-7, it wasn't looking good. Tiebreakers and everything else wasn't looking good for you. But you got for your own good, if you can't win those games, you can never win your division because you're always going to play some of those teams late in the year. It happens to be New England this year. Happen to be the Jets, who are terrible. But New England's really good. Sometimes it's Buffalo. Throw in Pittsburgh. Throw in Baltimore. Those are some of the teams we played late in the year, and we lost all of them. Check that. We got our ass kicked in most of those games. Not just lost. You were down 28-3 with 12 and a half or 13 minutes left in that game. 28-3, and you had 5 first downs. 5 first downs through 3 quarters. That's hard to do. Until you start winning those games, you can't win the AFC East. which has got to be the goal. If you're ever going to, the bigger goal, and Bo always reminds me of this, and I appreciate it. If you're ever going to win the AFC East, and it's been a long time, you've got to win the AFC East and get a home field game in the playoffs. You have to. 25 years, no playoff wins, and another year not going to the playoffs. That's where you are right now. Those numbers, Tua went from 60 to 250 in the fourth quarter. Garbage time stats. Great for fantasy football. If you had a couple of guys on the Dolphins, great for that. That's all it's good for. Nothing
If you're
else.
starting Tua as your fantasy quarterback, you're not still playing, though.
No, I'm not saying that. I was talking about maybe Achane.
Oh, okay.
Achane ended up with, I think, 120 total yards last night.
Always does.
Right? I'll tell you what, man. There's two guys that are clearly this year, so it's not all Debbie Downer here. Devon Achane, who Monday Night Football pumped up. It was kind of cool to see all the coverage. I couldn't hear what they were saying, but he was a big part of it. And the other one is that guy that plays middle linebacker that is super physical, Jordan Brooks. That guy is fun to watch and knocking guys around. He and his buddies last night, Tyrell Dotson also getting after it. It was good to see. Good to see. Hey, by the way, I want to let you know, too, Beverly's Jewelers, I didn't get a chance to say this before. They've got special holiday hours, and they're open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturday 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sundays. Well, that's what I'm going to have to hit that Sunday one. 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. So they've extended their hours for those of you that are, oh, my gosh, I can't do it Monday through Friday. I only do it certain hours during the day. Well, they've extended them through the holiday season so you can go in there and get what you want through those hours at Beverly's Jewelers. They're special holiday hours, so we'll be telling you all about that. Hey, we got a lot more stuff coming up here as Omar Kelly and Kyle Krabs will join us. We had them on earlier. I'm going to head home. Is it all right, Woody, if I head home and get a little sleep? I'm going to do that. And, man, I appreciate everybody being with us. Congratulations, Fernando Mendoza. Just so cool. So cool for South Florida to see a kid from Columbus High School win a Heisman Trophy. Cuban-American and a class act. Well represented Indiana University. They're undefeated. He deserved to win it. His team's undefeated. He led them, and he made some great clutch throws in a couple of those big games to help them win those games. So to that family and everything else, congratulations. We got a lot more stuff, man. Lots more stuff for you tomorrow. Dave Hyde's going to be with me in studio tonight. We'll get Dave going from the Sun Sentinel. We'll have that for you. So stay with us. We got a lot more coming up next.
Today's topics are sponsored by